or the staff?
Oh no, my friends. And a couple of the staff that were always really good to me, you know.
Well, I'm really kind of heartbroken because of finding out what Amanda did, because I always thought Amanda was really, really nice. Whenever I was around, she was nice. And then to find out that that was sort of a two-faced, you know.
She's not
according
nice.
to when I was there and when I wasn't. It actually kind of hurt my feelings because
No, she was always nice when we were there.
Well, I had kind of a rep war going with her, and I spent, you know, I'd always chat with her, and she seemed so nice, and then to find out that she was that nasty, I was really shocked. I was really shocked.
Yes.
I really, really was. But, you know, in all honesty, Ma,
What?
I think that sometimes people, when they're in certain job positions, they feel like they just have to go along with the leader so that their job is secure.
She was like she was the big boss. But when she was told by Minda that time, that patient, I forget who it was, to shut up or she was going to be put in the quiet room and the door closed.
Wasn't that June or something? The one that she was yelling. I mean, she used to yell quite a bit. Not Evelyn, it was the other one, the one that was sitting in the chair, and she's June, the little one.
Yeah, I think her name was June.
And she was yelling. She would always yell, help, help. But they told her to. Ma said they told her to shut up or.
They were putting her in the room,
in
closing
the quiet
the door.
room. In the quiet room.
Yeah.
Did that woman ever have anybody visit?
Oh,
Yeah,
her husband was there every day. But I guess she couldn't remember to tell him. Because it wasn't June, it was somebody else.
Well, that's probably the problem with a lot of people there, is that they can't communicate,
well, they
right?
forget.
They forget, or they don't have the ability any longer to communicate.
No, that's the thing, they forget. No matter what they say to them, they forget it in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's why they get
And
away
then
with
if
what
you
they
took
do.
them to somebody to tell them about it, they don't even remember it.
That's a good setup for abuse, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you were the odd man out. Probably why they didn't like you.
Yeah.
And you actually asked them for help sometimes, and
Many's a time they'd be hollering for help, and they wouldn't even answer them.
Well, because
they wouldn't even answer them.
Those people couldn't do much and couldn't remember, so they were kind of at their mercy.
The thing was, as soon as they ate, the TV was put on, and they were told go and sit down and watch TV.
Well, they were all parked in front of the TV, and then they'd put them to bed.
They had some pretty good programs there, though. I mean, Mara was
awesome.
Mara was amazing.
After supper, they were put to bed at 8 and 8:30.
Yeah.
8 o'clock, that place you could hear a pin drop.
Yes.
It's, you know what it reminded me of, Ma? Herding cattle.
Yeah.
You know how they
came in to me one night and asked me if I was ready to get changed for bed. I said, are you serious? I said, I don't go to bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock. Feel your head.
Well, they'd also come in and turn the light off on you all the time, too,
yeah.
which was very dangerous for Ma. So I had to get her the flashlight.
Yes.
I wonder about the family members of those residents
That disgusts me because Pam's family disgusted me, and Dorothy's family disgusted me because they should not have died.
I know, Mom.
Two nice people that died for nothing.
Well, they were in perfect health, really. And then suddenly they got sick with that C. diff and complained.
Dorothy didn't have C. diff. She woke up with her arm all swollen from a bite.
Whatever their ailments were, they came on suddenly, and they complained excessively for at least a week. Nobody helped them in any way. And then suddenly they were in a crisis, health crisis.
Pam never put a bite to eat in her mouth for about 2 weeks.
The point being that nobody helped them
was
in any
that
way
sick.
until it was too late to help them and they
So,
died.
so Ma, what do you think about all this stuff? Let's let Ma
I
talk
think
here.
she had C. diff because every second she was running to that bathroom.
Who was?
Pam.
Hmm.
Every second she was running into the bathroom.
Considering she wasn't eating.
And she wasn't eating. Not at all.
She was so nice.
And then when they gave me John's medicine by mistake, I said, well, you've just given me somebody else's medicine.
Tell
Oh,
us how
I don't think that'll hurt you.
Who was that? Do you recall?
No.
Do you recall how you found out that it was John's medicine?
Yeah, I seen his name. You know them things, plastic things?
Yeah.
Well, one was laying on the
What they
thing.
did is they mixed up John and Joan
Joan, yeah.
and gave you John's.
Gave me John's medicine.
Do you know, nobody told us anything about that.
No?
Nobody disclosed that you were given the wrong medicine.
Oh, God, yeah, they knew that. Yeah.
I think there were several things that
I'm sure it wasn't anything that was going to harm you, but it could have been something that could have done you a lot of
Well,
harm.
yeah, or mixed with my other medicine.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody ever said anything about that.
No. No, they're not stupid, don't worry.
Well, they're pretty good at covering things up, that's for
Remember
sure.
when we met the new doctor? That was funny.
Oh,
Actually, you know what, Ma? We'd like you to talk about the doctor and when you were taking off your heart medication there. I know when you first met the doctor,
I
Lisa, you were
freaked.
there.
Yeah.
No, but how did you know that you were off your heart medication?
they told me.
Who told you?
Well, I always count my pills.
Yeah?
And they always take my pressure before they give me my heart pill.
Mm-hmm. And they weren't doing this.
They weren't doing it, and I said, how come? And they said, well, you've been taken off it. And I said, what? Like, you can't take me off my heart medication
And your fluid pill.
and my flu pill and all that? Well, she said the doctor took you off all that.
That was Millie, wasn't it? That
Yeah, it was Millie that told me.
well, Millie seemed concerned that you were taken off it because
Yeah, and I was terrified. I thought, oh my God. You know.
and you'd been off it for a few days.
Uh-huh. Why is it that I landed in the hospital anyway?
Well, you know, we're not
What
sure.
put me there?
Well, we're not sure.
Bladder?
No, well, to begin with, you were taken off of your heart medication. I think it was on a Thursday, and by Sunday, you're getting into stress. You know, like your breathing and everything else, and you were building fluid.
Uh-huh.
You started building fluid, and there were getting to be some problems there, and so we had the RN in Sun Creek come up and check you,
Yeah.
and she suggested that you go to the hospital. And so you went to the hospital. When you went there,
Imagine they took me
they-
to Vancouver.
not only that, while you were there, they realized you also had an infection, which they didn't know. Remember, you were starting to run a fever, and they
Yeah.
kept giving you Tylenol, and we're saying, we need to check her. There's obviously something wrong if she's running a fever.
Yeah.
So then they were going to come. They've been trying for 2 weeks to do the
Sputum?
the bladder. No, your
Oh,
bladder,
the bladder.
urine. It kept coming back contaminated.
Yeah.
And so they said they were going to have Rihanna and some student nurse come in and do this thing on you, and I said, absolutely not. You're not having Rihanna and a student nurse
Yeah.
anywhere near you. That we wanted to have the RN come and do that. They had to get it with the catheter, right?
Catheterize
Because
me.
to
Yeah.
get the urine sample. When the RN came and saw you and the condition you were in, she was very concerned and suggested that you go to the hospital. And that's how it
Oh
happened.
my God.
So when you got, but we also, remember we had the doctor come in because we were concerned about that you were taking off your heart medication.
Yeah.
So we said we did not want this doctor, and it was Dr. Satnam Gandham who took you off your medications. And
So what time did they take me into Vancouver in the ambulance?
you didn't go to Vancouver, you were taken to Surrey Memorial.
No, I went from Surrey Memorial to some hospital.
Oh Ma, that was a few years back when when you went to Vancouver. You did go to Vancouver, but it wasn't that time.
Oh.
So
Huh. Well, it was quite the party.
Well, we felt that, you couldn't have that doctor again when he did something like that. We asked the doctor, Dr. Samuel, was a doctor that came to see you the night before you went in the ambulance. Or actually that same night, about an hour or so before you went in the ambulance. And we asked him, we said, why, if you were to take someone off of their heart medication, their digoxin, I said, why would you do that? And he said, well, if there was
without a test.
He said if there was a he said if the diagnosis changed, which hadn't happened.
No.
Now, according to Rihanna, she said that he came in and tested you before he took you off of the
Debbie, to test your heart for digoxin, that's done in a hospital.
Yeah, it's done in.
You can't put a thing on your chest in a care home and say, oh, you don't have this, you don't have that, because it don't work.
So did he come in before you were taken off your heart pill? Did he come in and examine you?
I don't remember him examining me.
Do you know, because I'm suspicious of that too, because Rihanna said that he did, but yet you would tell us.
I didn't remember it, but I'll tell you one thing, how they found out I even had it was in Vancouver with a test.
Yeah.
So how could he come and talk to me and tell me which way my heart is?
Yeah. Well, he
With
shouldn't.
no test or nothing.
But we believe he shouldn't have taken you off your heart medication because they had you back on it immediately. It was the wrong thing to do.
Oh.
I know when I went over there that day, you were having a lot of difficulty breathing. You're really getting yourself in trouble there.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. I know that there are some people that you really like there, but I don't think Sun Creek is a good place.
Yeah.
They need to.
Jazz was real nice to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Minda was a bitch.
Minda.
She was only nice if she thought she was going to get herself in trouble.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I had it out with her a few times.
That's terrible. Well, what about the time you got in the big fight and Rihanna stood back and let it happen?
Yeah.
In
And I said, I can't afford getting stressed out like this on account of you arguing with me.
That's one of the reasons why you're not back there.
It's just something she did. I don't know what it was, but it was something.
And also with Rihanna making you get out of bed and
Oh yeah, I wasn't
pills.
allowed to eat in bed in my room. No, you tell her to come out here to the table and then she'll get her medications. But if she stays in her room, she's not getting them.
So would that scare you? Not getting your heart
Well,
medication?
yeah, I had to get ready and try and get out to the room.
And sometimes with your
Sick or
oxygen?
not.
Yeah. In pain. Sometimes too with your oxygen, I know there was a problem there too.
Yeah, they were in no hurry to do anything for you.
And the time too, I think when they left you bleeding, they left blood all over your bed.
Yeah. What was I bleeding from? My arm?
Yeah, something.
They must have took blood out of my arm and it bled.
Yeah.
Oh, they're quite the crew. Quite the crew.
Do you want to lay down, Mom?
No, no. God knows, Lisa, I lay down enough.
When you were left in your chair all night, you remember that?
Yeah, they thought it was funny. They said, well, I hope she had a good sleep. I could have fell face first on the floor.
Well, you had fallen just not that long before that. That's why we were really concerned about it.
I would have hit the floor face first.
I can't believe left you sleeping all night in, but that tells you that they didn't
Well,
go in
that
to check
proves
you.
that they're not checking
It
on
proved that they're
people.
not checking.
Sure, that
They didn't even
proves
go in
that
your
they
room.
don't come near your room.
Well, you know that anyway. You've been awake all night. Nobody comes around.
Yeah.
And the call bell?
Yeah, that was a joke.
I'm gonna go get a baby cookie. I'm hungry. Get sugar out.
Just ring the bell and we'll come.
Shutting it off.
That's when you first go there.
Yeah.
That's when they do the.
Watch out, Lisa. You got
Yeah, I
that
know.
wrapped around
That's
you.
when they bring families around for tour.
Yeah.
Ring the bell. We'll be there.
Well, just ring for us. We'll be right there.
Yeah.
What a joke. How's the phone coming?
Well, let's see. Still charging. But what I'll do, we'll let it charge a little bit before we go. I'm going to phone it.
Yeah. Oh, it'll work.
Here's a tea, Mike. Here's some tea. Okay.
What time is it anyway? I'm getting hungry again.
It's 3:15. I'll probably head home around 4.
Yeah.
Stop, pick something up for supper, I think.
Is it just you and Colin home tonight?
Well, yeah, Emily's there till,
Yeah.
Mom and Dad come pick her up. But Dolly wants us to take Emily, me and her and Emily go see a movie this week, a matinee. So,
What movie are you going to see?
I think we're going to see Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
Dolly wants to see Mirror Mirror, which is this Julia Roberts fantasy Snow White, and it looks kind of stupid. I don't want to see that. That's for pretty young kids, I think. Clash of the Titans looks good, though. We'll see that.
Gray is supposed to be good.
It's out of the theater. We were going to take you to see it, but it's out of the theater now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Well, you know what? It should be hitting the TV soon. Maybe we can take you to our house, drive you over there. Maybe. We'll see. You can watch it on the big screen.
Yeah, Gray. Oh, Lisa and these cookies. Do you like these?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're fast.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how fast your reflexes are.
Yeah.
Wow. We'll have to get a hold of John though, or get a hold of Lee. Oh, did you talk to Lee about talking to Mary?
Talking to Mary.
Did you get her phone number so that you can phone see how John's
No,
doing?
I never even thought of it. Oh,
Maybe I'll think about phoning him then. Maybe I can get the phone number.
I never even thought of it.
Mom's been really worried about John. That's because you always looked out for him.
Yeah.
Now you're feeling a little like you've abandoned him, maybe.
I've always listened for him to fall.
Yeah.
Or if he was asleep in his chair like this,
Yeah.
I'd ring for the nurse. Want another one?
No, I've got 2. I'm surprised that the staff there are allowed to display so much anger toward the residents
Or
Because
retribution.
none of them
without
knows.
there being any
Debbie,
boundary or
want a
consequence.
cookie or chips or anything?
No thanks, Mom. Well, what I found myself,
That we're off.
and I know that we're recording this stuff, but this is about Ma's telling her side of things, but I know myself. I just found that there's just retribution. There'd be things like, Ma would go out there and there'd be somebody sitting in her seat or a
Yeah.
chair there. She's in a wheelchair.
Chair.
She can't move the chair.
Yeah.
So whenever they got mad at her, and the
Yeah.
time Amanda slammed the food down on you.
Yeah.
And that was because, Ma, tell us the story about when you had to leave the table really fast and go to the bathroom. Remember that? You had to leave
Remember
the
you
table
phoned me?
and go to the bathroom, and then
Yeah.
you were sitting on the toilet for quite a while, and you phoned Lisa. Do you
Uh-huh.
remember that? Try to remember.
Come and help me.
To come and help you, because nobody would come.
Nobody answers the bell.
No.
And Ma was left on that toilet.
And you
for quite
phoned
a-
me, and I'd phone the nurse's station. And I made you stay on the phone. I phoned you back and made you stay on
Yeah.
the phone until someone came and helped you.
Yeah. Imagine, she had no right to slam any plate down in front of me.
Oh, my
Well,
God.
Ma said that the food almost flew out of it. It was so hard.
Well, Ma said that the other residents.
We're all jumped and looked.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What was in the bowl?
It's probably soup.
No, I think it was
Or
pudding.
soup, or I don't know. Yeah, probably dessert.
Well, and they come in, I guess they were giving Ma a hard time. Well, Ma, I've had things with Ma where I've said, and Ma has gotten very upset and has said, all hell's going to break loose. Rihanna's going to be all freaked out and upset.
Yeah.
Rihanna used to get
Well,
upset
she
with you all
wouldn't
the
tell
time.
us stuff because she was afraid we'd say something. Because if we said something,
They do have retribution there.
they
Yeah.
would take it back out on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was scared of them.
They'd I wasn't scared of them, but they'd let you wait.
Yeah.
In their own way, they would get back at
Yeah.
you. In their ways.
They'd ignore you.
I know Ma told me stories where they just walk by her and say hello to the person next to her and just,
Oh yeah,
Make
never
it-
spoke to me.
yeah, because we complained on her behalf or whatever about them not answering call bells or not being able to change her oxygen or whatever, right? So then they would, they'd take it out on her.
Then they would change it and they wouldn't turn it on. They would go and it'd be still off.
Oh my God.
'Cause when I finally complained enough, they said, well, it's not turned on. I said, well, it must be. She just did it.
Yeah.
No, it was off
What got?
the oxygen.
You know, I just feel so, and you know what, I gotta tell you, I can't tell you the conversations I would have with them with their, you know, we'd phone to talk to the mattress. Look at the mattress you're on.
Oh,
Broken man.
A broken mattress, and they'd go check and say, it looks okay to us. I say, how can you say that mattress is okay?
And her waking up all night long with
She
pain
was-
in her hip.
Yeah, and sliding off it onto the floor even, because it was all broken and bent in the middle, and they'd
Yeah.
still say, no, it looks good.
Well, we brought her in that foam after
Yeah.
that, but this mattress was still terrible.
oh, it was like hay.
Like, look at this, Ma, this is a proper bed.
Yeah,
A normal bed.
It's wide, it's got a nice deep mattress on it,
Yeah.
it's got proper rails. That other bed in Sun Creek didn't have proper rails.
it only had a little short one at the top,
Yeah.
about this long.
That's why you were
This
sliding
one
out.
here covers the whole side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
But I would ask them, what do people do here that don't have family
I
here
don't know.
looking after them or speaking for them or checking up?
They
What do
have
they
to
do?
take what they do to them. That's all. Have to take it, and that's it.
Well, I had John, remember Evelyn? He mentioned to me that, because I said, it's really good that you show up here all the time, John, and keep an eye on things, right? He said, well, you know, I did come in here, he says, one night, he said, and you know, and I noticed Evelyn had some bruises on her arms or whatever. And I said, well, did you say anything? And he didn't say anything. People don't say anything because they're afraid that they're going to have retribution when they're not there, or that they're going to put their loved ones out of there.
And they can't
And
cope
they
with
can't
caring
cope with
for
it, and
them.
they can't look after them. And so the families, this is what I've learned in there
Look
anyway.
the other way.
They look the other way, but they just show up more.
I told you what happened with Evelyn just a couple months before Ma left there. I heard ungodly screaming like someone was in severe pain. And it was going on and on for a few minutes. You know, I mean, I waited. I thought someone would go and help them. It was all
Oh, I've
Severe
often
pain.
heard that, yeah.
severe pain. You could tell the person was in
Yeah.
severe pain.
Yeah, you couldn't touch
And
it.
it wouldn't stop. So, I mean, I became really concerned. So I got up and went to look for where it was coming from.
Yeah.
because, you know, 9 times out of 10 you can't find any staff there.
Well, there's never anybody there.
So I went and found that it was coming from Evelyn's room, and I went in and looked for her, and I found her sitting in the bathroom on the toilet, screaming in pain. So I ran right away to find somebody, and I told them, you know, Evelyn's in her room, and she's screaming, she's in a lot of pain. She's in the bathroom, and you know that older East Indian woman, the one that you said
Yeah.
isn't too bad?
Get up here on my...
Oh, probably ran.
Ran. She goes, oh, never mind. She always does that. Just ignore her.
Yeah, that's the way it was.
She has to go to the bathroom. She's not allowed to get up until she goes.
How do they know if she went or not? They didn't go and check
Well,
her.
why not give her, if she's in that much pain,
Yeah.
at least give her pain medication before you put her on the bathroom,
God.
or prevent the problem. Is she not able to pass the stools? Give her laxative. I mean, I don't know what
Yeah,
the
but if
issue was,
she's-
but she was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, but if she's been sitting there for a long time and they haven't even gone to check her, they don't even know if she's ready to get off the toilet yet.
They
So how
were
could they
just
say?
like, oh, never mind.
She's
she
probably all
always does
sore
that.
down there from sitting.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for her.
If that's still recording or not? No.
Yeah.
The food there was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh,
And I'm not fussy. It was terrible. It was terrible.
but imagine if
I
you're
don't-
right sick
It
and
was
you're
like
not
they-
allowed to get out, have your breakfast in your room, and you're that sick, you just gotta try and lift your head up to go out so you can get your pills.
Because they won't bring them into you.
No.
Well, it should be charted because I basically left. I told him, said you put that on the chart that they are not to withhold her pills anymore.
Yeah.
I had to
if
get
she
after
was
them
too
for that.
sick to get up and go eat,
You
they
see,
would give them to
at
her.
first I thought, well, it's okay because it was trying to get Ma out of the room.
Yeah, I thought they
and,
were
and,
socially
and getting
trying
her.
to...
You doing more?
Well, I'm just letting it run a little bit. That's all. Don't worry about it, Ma. Just ignore it. It's not going to run. I don't even know if it's going to run, to tell you the truth. It's having trouble there. Oh, well, yeah, see, it's not going to run for long. It's only a 2-hour thing, so. Anyways, on a happier note.
Survived it. There was a few times there
But
you
Ma,
were
you
really
do
sick.
you do understand why you're not going back there, eh?
Yeah,
I'll go
but I
back
hope I
there.
get out of here.
Yeah, well, we'll talk to them about that.
Well, the hospital isn't fun, but you'll be in
But
your
you're getting
new
better
place
medical care here.
That doesn't mean I want to stay here.
No, I know that. But at least you're safe here anyway. You're not in bed with a bell going, not on